Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. Thank you very much for joining me today. Please say hi. It's a bit of a random sudden live stream. So thank you to anybody who can attend, at this short notice. Michael is here. Hello, Michael. Michael said hi. Hi, Michael. How are you? Whereabouts in the world are you? Denmark. Wow, that is so funny. I was thinking at this time of day it would probably be North America, maybe Australia. Those people would probably be most likely to be able to come to the live stream. And instead it's someone else from Europe like myself, but someone who is even an hour further on than me. And I'm thinking, I'm starting this live stream at midnight where I am, and I'm pretty sure, Michael, where you are, it must be 1 a.m. So I just think that's funny, that there's me and you in here, and it's very late for us. It's ironic you're the first person here. So how are you, Michael? What's happening with you? And hello to anybody else who may have just joined. Please say hi. Please let me know about your situation and we can see if we're able to talk this through. Michael has said, well, I'm okay, slowly healing, Okay, so unfortunately it sounds like you have no doubt gone through a breakup. How long ago was your breakup, Michael? Soon to be 1 year now. So the year mark can, in certain instances, cause a lot of concern because there is that feeling it's been a whole calendar year. Whereas other people might feel they're coming out the other side. It's something which is really almost 50-50, I feel, in regards to how some people are feeling more positive at that point and some people, unfortunately, are feeling very anxious. So it's been a year now that she left. How are you actually feeling, Michael, with the year anniversary coming up soon? And welcome to everybody else who has joined the live stream. Please say hi. Let me know where in the world you are based. So far it's just me and Michael speaking. We're both in Europe. It's very, very late or early, you might say, where we are. I was half expecting probable North Americans and maybe Australians perhaps from that area of the world to be on at this time of day, but we will see. Kathy is here. Hi from Canada. Hi, Kathy. So you fitted into that North America demographic I was thinking would be probably more likely to be on here rather than me and Michael. Where I am, it's just gone midnight. Where Michael is, it's just gone 1 a.m. I'm guessing where you are, Kathy, it could vary massively actually, depending if you're on the east or the west coast. How are you, Kathy? and what's happening with you and your life right now. So Michael has said, I'm fine with it. I'm at the point where I don't see a future with her anymore. So that's really positive, Michael, that you are now seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. But now it's about pushing forward and trying to take things to the next level. Depending whatever it is that you actually want to try and achieve right now. Maybe you want to find a new girlfriend. Perhaps you just want to stay single for a while. Maybe you want to concentrate on your hobbies and interests and your friends. Whatever it is you want to do, Michael, it's now time to really push forward with those goals. Kathy said it's 4 p.m. Okay, so I'm guessing you must be on the west coast of Canada, British Columbia, perhaps. So how are you, Kathy? For anybody who's new to my channel, or maybe you've listened to a few podcasts possibly, please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, become part of a community. I might not have the largest channel on YouTube, but I do believe that the community that I'm building, and I have been building for many years now, since 2018, I do believe it's the most positive breakup community. But it's not just about breakups. We speak about dating, self-improvement advice, and life coaching as a whole. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and be part of the journey. Kathy said, just keeping afloat. Yup, Vancouver. Okay, Vancouver, British Columbia, just keeping afloat. So unfortunately, that sounds like you're going through a tough time, Kathy. Would you like to speak about it at all? Or do you not feel ready to at this stage? Because sometimes just sharing a situation can really feel like you are removing a load from your shoulders and from your mind. So there's a few other people in the live stream. Please say hi. Don't be shy. Be part of a conversation. You've got to try and keep myself and Michael awake with it being past midnight for us both. Be part of that conversation. Let's get this live stream going. Feel free to ask your questions on breakups, dating, relationships, generalized life coaching. This is your opportunity. Michael has said, but we have kids, so I'm stuck with her in a sort of Cold War thing. The aftermath got really hurtful for me. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that, Michael. It's particularly challenging if you have children together. Now, what you need to be doing is focusing on becoming and being the best dad that you can be. You need to put your children first. I'm sure that you already do. But just keep that as the focus. If you're the best dad that you can be, then that is, a huge achievement and a huge thing for you to be focusing on. It puts you in the best possible position to do anything really in your life. Being the best dad you can be is the main goal. And if you want to think of it in regards of romantic relationships, well, I've spoke to many women who tell me that if they see someone that they believe is a good dad, a good father figure, well, it's very, very appealing. So, be a good dad for being a good dad's sake, the point of being a good dad to your children, but the byproduct of that is that it is appealing to women. Now, I know you don't want your ex back now, it sounds, but if you do want to have a new relationship, when they see how great a dad you are, it's going to be very, very appealing for a lot of women. Kathia said, 5-year long-distance relationship, broke up 4 months ago. Dumpy, found out ex got a new GF less than 3 months of the breakup. It's both agony, resentment, and the list goes on. The most messed up thing is that I still love him. I'm so sorry to hear this, Kathy. And listen, your breakup was 4 months ago. You are likely going through all of these emotions, going through the grind, as I describe it. Everything you're experiencing is very natural, so don't be hard on yourself. Don't punish yourself. Just understand that you're going through grief. You're experiencing feelings. I like to describe as a combination as grief and drug withdrawal, so it's so tough. So although you might feel it's kind of messed up that you still love him, despite all of those mixed emotions, it's very natural and you need to work through them, which you are doing. Day by day, you're getting stronger. Day by day, you're moving forward. And that is what you need to do, Kathy, and you're doing it. So keep going. Hobus Bobus, that is a username which is really going to challenge me at the time of day I'm trying to read this, which is gone midnight. Oh my god, I'm in time. I've got a question. Please feel free to ask your question. I just apologise in advance for mispronouncing your username possibly. I'm fairly tired, so I apologise if I said that wrong. Robert Anderson. Hi, Robert. As surely as love grows, it can die. Anyone who stays away too long will inevitably be forgotten. Look, the way I always see relationships is that they're always moving. Whether they're moving forwards, whether they're moving backwards, there is always a development of a relationship. So if we consider something can go forwards or backwards, something can grow or something can sadly decline. Now, if people are in your life, if they're out of your life, everything is a different chapter. So just because somebody isn't a starring role right now in your life story, they could be in the future. It's my belief that nobody who we loved or they loved us, nobody in that regard is ever truly forgotten. But if we want to move forward in a positive way, we can live with a new normal, so to speak. Michael has said, I am 100%. I know my kids love me, and it's been my catalyst through this. Doing the internal work on myself. Well, credit to you, Michael, and keep it going. One day at a time, slowly but surely. Hobus Pobus. My one came back a few times. Last time he came back was over a month ago now. He sent me a text at 2 a.m. asking how I am and saying he liked my new photo. He put an X at the end. No, you didn't mispronounce. Well, I'm very glad to hear that. Anyway, I replied. I waited 5 days. He often took 2.5 weeks to reply, but I usually did it immediately. Anyway, I replied, thanks, I'm good, how are you? I didn't put an X. Anyway, ever since then, he's ignored me, and I don't know if he'll ever be back. First thing to say is, are you anywhere but North America? The reason I say that is because here in the UK, where I am, people put X's all the time on their texts. I've heard similar, I believe in Australia and Europe and most places, but I've always found it interesting that a lot of people have told me in the US that they don't put the X at the end, meaning a kiss. I don't know if that is everybody, but I've heard a lot of people say they don't do it. So the fact that's going on, I'm guessing, based on that random trivia, that you might not be in the US. But look, going back to your your question in a more serious point. There is no way of knowing for certain if your ex is going to come back again. But what we can say is when they text you at 2 a.m. asking you how you are and saying for like your new photo, they're definitely thinking about you. I mean, there's no reason anybody would be reaching out at 2 a.m. to anybody unless they felt they really wanted that connection. So we know for a fact that there's something still there. Now, how and why that is right now, we don't know for certain, but we know it was there. Now, you waited 5 days. Look, we don't know for certain what type of effect that would have had. I'm not saying that you need to be feeling bad about that, absolutely not. You know, they've made you wait a much longer time. My opinion is I would always reply within the same day, because there's always an opportunity to reply. And if you don't, it just looks like you're playing games. Now, I'm not saying you reply instantly, definitely not. But, you know, I probably wouldn't leave it 5 days. However, that is not the reason why they've not contacted you since. So please don't worry about that. It's just something I wanted to bring up as a suggestion for the future. Your ex texted you at 2 a.m. not that long ago, and now they're not texting you. I still believe that there's going to be something that they feel about you, because it wasn't that long ago that they felt necessary to message you in the really early hours of the morning, and they like your photo. So I would suggest, and I know very little to nothing really of your situation, but I would say and suggest never contact your ex again unless they contact you first. You know, it's a game of tennis. You've hit the ball over the net. You asked a question. That was a really good thing that you did, in my opinion, by asking a question. And therefore, you can't hit that ball over the net again until it's hit back to you. So that would be my suggestion at that point. Robert has said, what's the record for an ex calling back after the no contact rule? Oh gosh, I mean, I don't obviously know the world record. I know from clients and anecdotally and things, I know it's been many years, 3, 4, 5 years, definitely. I also know from a client who told me a story about their grandmother. And look, so obviously I've got no evidence that this was true, but they told me that their grandma's ex came looking for them in their village, I think it was, after more than 30 years. So, that is probably a world record if we're going to speak of that. But look, the truth is, I do see a decline in chances of getting your ex back when it's gone beyond a year. However, that those odds are not extinguished. I know of many instances where when it's been 1, 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I know of these situations, genuinely true, honest situations. However, it does reduce with time. The amount of times I've heard somebody come back after 5 years is less than 3 years, which is less than 1 year, which is less than 8 months. So it does decline, but I'm never going to say never. You will never hear me say never. However, we can't live with false hope either. So we have to be, really focused on moving forward with our life. Opus Popus has said, yes, I'm in the UK, although currently on holes in Mallorca. I knew you'd be in the UK. I knew you'd be someone else from the UK, but with the whole X thing. From what I've been told, Americans don't really do that. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. But you're on holiday in Mallorca. Gosh, it's late where you are as well. Must be, 1:30 in the morning where you are? Wow. Kathy, what is your take on manifestation? So I did a podcast on this a while ago now. Well, it wasn't that long ago, I suppose. A few months, I think. My thoughts are that I do not believe in the concept of like a spiritual kind of manifestation, bringing things towards you due to a spiritual kind of magic. However, manifestation links into positive living, and that can bring positive things towards you. So long story short on my thoughts on this, I don't believe in the quote-unquote magic of it. I believe in it because if you believe, if you think, if you live your life in the right way, you are naturally going to make your own luck. You know, the harder we work, the luckier we become. And if you are manifesting things, you are likely to not just be, you know, chanting and praying and doing those kind of things. You are likely to be living your life in a more positive way generally. And I believe that is what is going to increase your chance of success in life. Obus Popus has said he's never been gone this long. The longest was 2.5 weeks. Now it's been 7 weeks. Yes, I took your advice to ask a question, but now I feel silly. Thank you. I love your vids. I'm so glad I caught you. Oh, well, thank you. That's really kind of you to say. You're not silly for asking a question. You know, they text you, I think you said at 2 in the morning and said they like your photo, right? That shows that there is interest. There is no shame in you then asking a question. You didn't chase them. I think you said your ex is a he. You didn't chase him. He sent you a message. So all you did is you responded and you asked one back. You are not silly. So don't ever feel that way. Oops, I said a month. I meant 7 weeks or however long. It was 29th of May that I wrote it. If I remember rightly, it feels like he's gone now. Now, 7 weeks might feel like it's forever. But there's going to be people listening to this who it's probably been 7 months. And they'll think, 7 weeks? You know, that's nothing. And then there's probably other people listening. I mean, we've already had one. Who was saying it's been nearly a year. So, you know, everything, you know, is connected to the own relevance of a situation. If you've been together for 30 years, then 2 days of no contact would feel like eternity. Just try and stay cool, calm and collected. The average amount of time that I see a dumper reaching out to a dumpee is around 6 months. So if you consider that, then 7 weeks is not very long at all. Robert said, me and my ex have been together for 6 years. It's been 3 months since no contact. Is this unusual? It's not unusual at all. You know, as I just said a moment ago, the average amount of time that I see a dumper reaching out to a dumpee is around 6 months. That's the average. So if you consider, you know, that's been pulled down by, you know, the few random people who get contact after a month. And then being pulled like further the other way by people who don't have any contact for more than a year. So I would say 6 months is the average that I see. But, you know, even then, it doesn't mean you can't hear from your ex again. So 3 months of no contact, that is not unusual from my point of view. Opus Popus said, yes, I can't sleep, I'm too upset. Oh no, don't be upset. I'm guessing you're on holiday? Yeah, sorry, you said you was on holiday, yeah. Of course you said you was on holiday. You're on holiday, you can't be upset. You need to be enjoying your holiday. How long are you on holiday for? So ridiculous, when will it end? You will get through this, and you need to make sure you have the best holiday you can. Are you on holiday with the girls? Are you out with the girls? If you are, the girls are not going to be wanting you feeling this upset. I mean, have you been out tonight? Have you just come back from being out and now you're feeling really sad? Don't be sad. Tomorrow is a new day. The sun will always rise after darkness. Remember that. So anybody who hasn't already, please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for notifications. I'd really appreciate it. And check out the videos, but maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I know they're not for everybody. So you might kind of go, oh, I'm not really interested in that one, but sometimes there could be information within it, even if the title doesn't necessarily hit your, you know, your main situation. There might be something within it which can help. In particular, the last video I did about a success story, you know, only about half of my normal amount of viewers actually decided to tune in, and that's fine. But I would have thought that a success story could be a motivating factor for people, and, you know, maybe it could help. No, I went alone. Oh no, you went alone. Okay, well that's brave of you, I think, to go on holiday alone. Yes, I went out, and now I feel sad. In fact, I feel sad most of the time. Tomorrow is my birthday. Oh my gosh, tomorrow's your birthday. Tomorrow is your birthday. Well, look, happy birthday. I'm going to say it. You're going to have a happy birthday. Okay, you're going to have a good time. Try not to feel sad. I know that is easy for me to say, but make sure you have a good time and surround yourself with other people. Don't be alone. And also, be careful with the drink. I'm not saying you are drinking. I'm just going to put two and two together and guess four that maybe you're doing some drinking. Be careful with that, because that can really enhance your emotions. And if you're feeling sad, it will enhance those negative emotions. Ryan said, am I able to say what I'm dealing with? I mean, yeah, we're talking about breakups, relationships, dating. Absolutely. As long as it is appropriate. I don't know what you're dealing with, but if it's to do with breakups, relationships, dating, life coaching, absolutely. Robert has said, you are a very informative relationship coach. I appreciate your vast wisdom. Oh wow, thank you, Robert. I mean, I'm just a regular guy, who's been through my own life experiences. I've been doing this job now since 2018. So, you build up whatever you do for work, whatever you do. If you'd been doing a job for 6 years, which is what I've been doing this for now, you do build up a knowledge bank. But thank you, Robert. I really appreciate that. Kathy said, so in the relationship, I was the one that was supporting everything financially. I have a higher position as well. I felt that I hurt his ego, even though that's not the entire reason for the breakup. Let's say I end up getting a promotion or whatever at work. Wouldn't that drive him further away? Right, Kathy, do not lower yourself to be with someone with really bad self-esteem. Do not lower yourself for somebody with low self-esteem. If he can't handle the fact that you're successful, well, that's on him, not you. So please, and this goes for everybody, do not dumb yourself down for a partner. If they can't handle the fact that you're achieving something, well, that is their problem, okay? So please, Kathy, don't in any way deny yourself a promotion. If this is hurting his ego, this is his problem. Now, if it's affecting you, that you don't want somebody to earn less than you, then that is something for you to consider about, does he bring other things to the table, so to speak, that makes him a good relationship partner. However, you can't be literally dumbing yourself down because somebody can't handle it. Hopeless Purpose said, I love that video success story. It was really moving. I almost cried. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't want to listen to it. So I'm so glad it helped you. Yes, I went and had a drink, but not drunk, laugh out loud. Though it did drive me to drink. I always go away alone for my birthday. Okay, well, look, as long as it's doing something that you're comfortable with. This might sound crazy to you or to anybody listening right now, but this is the truth. Next year could be the best year of your life. Next year could be the best year of your life, and what we're doing right now is just positioning yourself ready to hit the ground running. So we're in July now. August, September, October, November, December. We're just positioning ourselves ready to get those rocket boosters on and have January become the beginning of the best year of our life. It can be for all of us. I'm a fan of the band Oasis. I mean, they don't even exist anymore, but we're still doing our hearts for those who love Oasis. And they had a song, and it wasn't even one of their most famous songs. And the lyrics, in essence, went, "These could be the best days of our life," and they could be. They can be just round the corner. So even if you're not feeling it right now, you might feel that song very, very soon. It's really important you stay focused. And this is what I'm about with my life coaching. When I speak about my audio coaching service, it's not just about trying to get an X back. That can be part of it, possibly. But it's about growing as a person, feeling that motivation, and taking a step forward. a lot of people now have personal trainers for their body. But I think more and more people are realizing having a personal trainer for your mind can be actually even more beneficial. And that's what I do. That's what the audio coaching service is about. And if any of you feel that it could help you, please go to my website for more details on it. But it's about taking accountability. It's about motivation. It's about pushing forward. It's about living your life to the full. This is what we want to be trying to do every single day. Hopus Popus has said, mine dumped me because he wanted us to live together. Such a strange experience to be dumped, while he simultaneously told me how wonderful it would be if we lived together. Why didn't you want to live together then, if you don't mind me asking? I'm guessing that he wanted to and you didn't. Is that why? Ryan. Hi, Ryan. So 1 year moved in with her and her 2 kids. Got engaged 3 months later. She decided to end it and then blocked me everywhere. Would not work on anything, just jumped ship and told me some odd things. Wow, that's shocking, Ryan. Did you have any is there any clue as to what changed? So Hopus Popus has said, is your hunch but he's going to come back? I've muted him so I don't feel too stressed waiting for him to come back or never be back. He was married 10 years and now they don't speak. So I guess he's got form. I don't know your situation enough to make an educated guess on if he will come back. But if he wanted to live with you, to me, it's sounding like that he's almost ended this relationship to protect his own feelings. Because he doesn't feel that you are serious enough about moving it forward. He feels he's more serious and invested in this relationship than you are, perhaps. And maybe he's kind of done this for self-preservation. Ryan has said, co-signed condo, paid for everything, never argued once until a month after engagement. And I was stunned. And I was just stunned. She screamed and then apologised instantly. Strange thing, she wanted another child and to get married and changed her mind. So what happened, Ryan? What affected things? Something must have happened. Kathy said, we broke up because he said it's been 5 years, but still long distance relationship, I'm guessing that is. He said, when am I willing to move to settle down? I wanted another promotion before moving, as I was the one supporting us financially. Okay, so this is unfortunately making more sense now, Kathy. I very rarely, if ever, see long distance relationships working. They just don't work. Of all the years I've been doing this job, I just don't see them working forevermore. A long distance relationship will never work. It only works when it becomes a short distance relationship. It only works when 2 people are living close by and then eventually together. So, your ex, Kathy, it's not that he dislikes you in any way. It's perhaps that he feels insecure about the finances, which again is on him. But it sounds very much like he didn't want to do long distance anymore. And to be honest, 5 years is a long time to do long distance. I'm not taking sides here. I'm just saying that I can see how sadly this started to unravel. That is a huge problem for anybody here listening. Long distance does not work. Okay? So you need to be thinking of a way that you two can be living closer together. Now, if you've been dumped, I don't suggest you go and buy a house where they live, because that wouldn't work, and it could be seen as stalkerish and all these other things you don't want to be getting involved in. But what I am saying is, if you get back together, people who are in long distance relationships, you need to figure out a plan of how you can live closer together. Michael said, I'm also stuck in a sort of limbo, sort of like the dreading waiting for an exam is the best description. I know I have grown, I feel stronger and more tuned to myself, but I fear her attempting to come back. And if and when a rebound fails, I fear the test. Yeah, I want the test, and I'm blocked waiting for it. Any tips? Dating is going shit, by the way. I would say that because, if I remember right, you say you have children together, this is going to be something that you've got to kind of almost accept, that you're always going to be connected to your ex one way or the other. However, focus on the children. Like I said, focus on your kids rather than your ex, and try and improve your social life in as many ways as you can to create different possibilities of you meeting people. If you're meeting people on apps and it's not working for you, it's time to find different ways to date. I'm trying to keep up with everybody as much as I can. I apologise if I miss any messages. Raina said, no indication this was coming. She would just have moments of outbursts and then apologise, and she said she was having issues. There's something going on under there, Ryan. I'm not saying you know what it is, but I'm just saying that there's people don't behave in the way she did for no reason. There's something going on under the hood here. Hopes Popes said yes, he wanted to, but neither of us have a place of our own. I'm job hunting for a better job. No, I loved him and he knew that, and he told me I deserve to be loved deeply, i.e. not by him. It's so sad that it sounds like that this is a circumstantial breakup rather than, due to disliking one another. There is always a chance. The feelings are obviously still there. JTW said X ended it, was engaged, we had a holiday booked, and she messaged today saying, can we be civil and go? Wow. I mean, that is a decision that only you can make. What I would say is, do you feel you would be able to do it? Could you do what she's saying? Because if you go and you are civil and you start getting on, I suppose you never know if certain bridges can be formed between you again. Now, I don't know anything about your situation, so I don't want to delve too deeply into it. But if you're being asked, can you still go together? I would ask yourself that question: can you manage going with her? And don't have any expectations. It'll just be about trying to have a positive experience. Happy, carefree, and fun. Can you do that? If you can, then consider it possibly. Raina said, I think it was the engagement. I believe some of the comments she wanted to or believed she was not straight anymore, not normal for our age to me. I think, Ryan, the more you think about this, maybe you're going to start uncovering pieces of the puzzle here. And trying to slowly piece this together, because I think there is a lot to delve into with you on this. Hopus Popus said he had a 10-year relationship and now they're enemies. That's a red flag. Evidently you can just drop people and not look back. For me that's really difficult. I could never do that to anybody. Yeah, but I suppose you don't know what's happened. Why are they enemies? Every situation is different. Yes, people can have form, but their relationship would have been different to yours. Kathy has said the plan is to move. He isn't willing to move, so I was. However, he lives in a place where English isn't good enough. Okay, so I'm guessing he lives in Quebec, which is the other end of the country to you as well. Wow. So if I've got that right, not only would it be in a place that you wouldn't feel comfortable speaking, but it would be travelling across the whole country. So I was trying to make more before taking the position to move. I have to make enough of both of us since he didn't put in anything. I understand 5 years is a long time, but having to make enough of both of us, it's a very difficult situation, Kathy. And if you don't feel he's making an effort, you have to ask yourself, is this the right person for you? Hopus Popus said, yes, it was circumstantial, but surely if someone loves you, nothing matters, and every mountain can be surmounted. I would agree with that. If there is enough romantic emotional attraction, generally a way is found. So that is something I do agree with you on this. If he's abandoned me because it's not convenient, then that's not nice, is it? I mean, it certainly shows that there are probable other things going on than the obvious things that we know of. Raina said yes, she said she wasn't ready yet, then sorry, I took you on this journey knowing I couldn't complete it. To this day she won't talk or explain why she did any of it, and just ran off to party and date. I mean, it sounds to me that she's got commitment issues, abandonment issues probably. This probably really is a situation, Ryan, where it isn't you it's me. It's her. Not that that makes things any easier, but something just to really bear in mind. Remid. Hi Remid. My ex of 14 years, one child, 7, has been in a reboundish for 14 months and she just told me she split up. And I'm the first person she's told. I'm at the point where I'm dating casually with a few women. Okay, so I think the main thing here is everybody listening, look, this guy was, I'm guessing, dumped 14 months ago, and now his ex has contacted him. So there you go, there's some evidence of how it can happen. I would say don't be knocked from your centre. You are a single person right now and you should be able to continue dating. Don't be knocked from your centre, but cautiously see how this conversation goes with your ex. One awkward has said, how can the dumper ex unintentionally string someone along? How can the dumper unintentionally string someone along? Well, one of the ways are you asking how they could do it, or are you asking like, oh God, how could they do it? One way they do it is when they want a platonic friendship with the dumpy, and unintentionally, they don't really mean to be hurting them, but they do string them along. But if you mean like how could they do this? Well, again, I suppose linked to what I've just said, they don't necessarily want to hurt the dumpy, but they crave something from that connection, maybe a platonic friendship. So they do what they need to do. Kathy said, I'm impressed with your Canadian geography. Oh, okay, so was I right? I thought eventually, as he grew up more, he knew putting in $0 is not good enough and finally level up. Instead, he dumped me instead of just growing up. Oh, so okay, so I was right. So he wants you to move from the West Coast to the East Coast. He wants you to go to Quebec, where, English isn't spoken as happily, shall we say. He wants you to do all of that, and yet he's not willing to do some levelling up himself. Well, look, I think this shows us that you are bringing more to the table, literally and metaphorically. You are adding more to this relationship, and I dare say, Kathy, you deserve better. And it really hurts right now, but think about this. Do you want to be moving across the country for someone like this? Ryan has said, I blame myself for months. It was so tough, still is, and it's been since December. Last time we talked, she just said, I just don't want to be in a relationship with you. So I was nice and kind and told her, I care and I hope the kids are well and her family is. You did the right thing, staying as positive as you can. Being someone who is negative is not going to help you. So trying to be a good person in this regard, and saying you hope that she's well and her kids are well, that's the right thing to do. One awkward has said, seems impossible, feels deliberate. Everybody is an individual, and you are unfortunately going to get some people who are deliberately unkind. Some people deliberately are, and some people are unintentionally. A busbuster said, oh, that reminds me, he said we could be friends, and I agreed. I would like him as a friend, if it's that, or just be strangers. But then he started ignoring me and also sending flirty texts. You can't be friends, okay? You can only be friends with someone that you don't have romantic feelings for. It sounds like he can't be friends really either. If you agree on a platonic friendship, that means that you are both agreeing to one day hear the other person say, hey, I've got a new girlfriend, or I've got a new boyfriend. Do you want to meet? Do you want to come to our wedding? You're a platonic friend. No, you can't. You can't have an active platonic friendship with someone you have romantic feelings for. It's not possible. It doesn't work. Doesn't mean you have to be rude, but just kind of say, look, I'd always see you as more than a friend, so I'm sorry I can't do... When I say active platonic friendship, I mean actively having conversations, actively meeting up. Obviously, if you bumped into each other, you could be polite, but no, that's not going to work. Michael has said, by the way, all of you guys, I'm pretty sure this right now won't mean much to you, but you're fucking awesome and brave for sharing your pain. Wow, Michael, that's really powerful. And everybody who's sharing and getting things off your chest, I hope it is helping. Kathy has said, English is not the legal language in Quebec. He wanted a child because he said, time is running out for me. I asked him, how can I afford him and a baby? Yeah, Quebec is a very interesting place. I'm not getting into politics, but obviously anybody who knows anything about Quebec knows that a fair proportion of those people don't even want to be part of Canada. So I don't think it's unfair to say it must feel almost like a different country. It must almost feel like, Kathy, you're being asked to move to a foreign country and put under all of this pressure. Look, you've been asked a lot of, and you're not getting much back in turn. Everything in life is a value exchange. Are you getting what you deserve from this value exchange? A Whisper said, I think maybe he's a user. If I said, yes, move in, then I guess he would have. He told me he would, but I'm not his future, and it would have been over within 2 years. He dumped me 10 times or more. Wow. This is starting to sound a bit more toxic now the more we discover this. I think that maybe you could do better. I'm really thinking that your happiness is perhaps not with your ex. Tav said, hi Tav, 3 months of no contact and unfollowed. Last time we talked, she thought drinks were not a good idea, but I started my own business. I'm now Jack Laugh Out Loud, and I've been doing a lot of work. How can I get to see? Well, it can be very tough. Social media can be one angle to try and showcase life improvements, speaking to friends of friends, but also just the power of no contact can build intrigue and wonder. Never contacting your ex again unless they contact you first. JTW said, easier shared and get other opinions. Absolutely. Ryan has said, literally been in therapy since it happened. She hung on to me for a month, and when I caught her listening to someone else, caught her talking to someone else, I don't know if it's limerence or what. She said relationships should be easy. I'm so sorry you're struggling with this, Ryan. A number of my audio coaching clients used to have therapists, and they often say to me that their therapists sound quite robotic, maybe just kind of repeating back to them what they've just said and whatnot. My audio coaching service is coaching. It's about everything from active listening, but also accountability, being an accountability partner, being someone who sets challenges, aims, targets. I'm not saying you're interested in my audio coaching service, but what I am saying is that you might find coaching better than therapy. Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you'd like it with me, maybe you wouldn't. Doesn't really matter to me in that regard. But what I am saying is, from what you're saying, I don't know whether you are making the progress with therapy that maybe you would have hoped. Different people react different to different styles of talk therapy. So just consider all of your options. Remedy said, I tell people to untether from the outcome, humble yourself and let go of any victim mindset, become bulletproof as to where you can build emotional safety with them. My ex says she can see I've changed. That's amazing advice, absolutely. Try to untether yourself from the outcome. That's really, really good. Raina said she was married 2 times and I explained we can work through anything together, no matter what, but she said she would not let go of whatever it is, or it is really, is she just wanting to do something? Sounds like there's a lot going on with her, Ryan, especially now you've said she's been married 2 times before. I'd be very careful on trying to get somebody back into my life that has a lot of drama. Kathy said, I wish I could persuade him to go to therapy. We actually work for the same company, just different departments and different levels. See, I sometimes do my audio coaching with couples. Sometimes we do it as a 3-way call, or sometimes we do it as, individual calls. Couples therapy can be very helpful as long as you are comfortable and confident with the person providing the therapy. I've heard, shall I say, some horror stories of people who were not actually happy with the couples therapy they received. So make sure you are comfortable and confident with the person you ask to do it, if you can get your ex or your partner to want to do that. A bus buster said, yes, it was toxic. He dumped me, then he'd come back, rinse, repeat. But I love him and I miss him. He's very clever and funny, and when he wanted to, can be lovely. Or just be careful. I think you're going to be worth more than being, picked up and put down and picked up and dumped so often. You're worth more than that. JTW said, I think everyone needs to focus on themselves and something better will come along. If they don't want to be in our present, leave them out of your future. Great advice. I'm going to have to start slowing down. I'm starting to trip over my words as it's getting to nearly 1 a.m. now. But it's been incredible, everybody here in today's live stream. I'm just going to try to get through a few more. I wish I could have audio coaching, but I'm struggling financially at the moment and trying my best to get a better job, but finding it impossible. It's always important to make sure your life doesn't get any worse. Everybody, that is. And one of the things that could make life worse is getting into financial difficulty. So never do anything which is going to get you in financial difficulty. Never do it, okay? Because it's just going to make things worse for you. Now, regarding about trying to get a different kind of job, there's always something out there for you. Consider your interest. Consider what you like to do as a hobby. Is there any way you can connect that to a job? And even if you can't find something instantly that you feel is your long-term job, what you could do is get something which might not be your forever job, but something that just helps you financially in the near term. And there are loads of jobs in that regard. They're not necessarily the most exciting, but they pay very well. I'm sure, you can join an agency and they will make suggestions on jobs that you can do whilst you're looking for your forever job, so to speak. Rainer said, therapy has zero answers from what I've noticed. Still miss her and love her and want to spend my life with her. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I've heard a lot different therapy, different situations. But what I would say is if something isn't appealing, something isn't working, then you have to ask yourself, what value are you getting from it? If you're getting value, then great. If you're not, that's when sometimes people look for alternatives or go a completely different path. A bus said he always come back within a few weeks. He's never been gone for months on End Radio Silence. I wonder if this is the end now. I'm sure he misses dumping me. Oh. Well, all I can say is I'm pretty sure you would be much happier if you found somebody who gave you a more stable relationship. But in regards to your ex, I can't guarantee he'll come back again, but what I can say is that it's not been very long in reality, and he could easily come back again. Shark has said, I'm dumper of my fearful avoidant XGF. Meaningful 3-month relationship. Dumped her when she started deactivating 3 months later. I said sorry via text, but no response. Any chance to get her back? I mean, you've done the right thing. I do suggest that if the dumper changes their mind, they should reach out, apologise. Maybe kind of say, look, if you ever want to speak again, just let me know. And at that point, I suggest you never contact your ex again unless they contact you first. From that point, is there a chance she could come back? There's always a chance. Always a chance. However, your relationship wasn't that long, 3 months. There wasn't as many memories of any if you'd been together, say, 3 years. So look, is there a chance? Yes. Would I bet on her coming back? It's probably not the best odds because your relationship was sadly fairly short. But I would never say never, and there is a chance she could come back. One could have said, is there a way to attract an ex again and get her out of the friend zone? The friend zone is very hard to escape from, but it is possible. It takes a lot of work. There's no guarantee it will work, but it is generally about kind of becoming that version 2.0 of yourself and evolving. You know, I refer to it in my audio coaching as building your persona. You know, it's not a quick fix. It doesn't always work, but it can happen. You know, you can get an ex back from a friend zone, but it's not easy. JCW said, Bus, it seems like he's checking to see if you're still available and waiting, in my opinion. He doesn't sound, you know, a brilliant romantic option, if I'm honest. Ryan said, I know people go through things in life together and some manage to come together. Having said that, hope and pray daily that she comes back because it was an amazing relationship. There is a chance she'll come back, but Ryan, you'll be absolutely fine even if she doesn't. You know, try not to focus on her as the goal. Create a new goal for yourself. Michael has said, if a rebound turns long term, 7 years breaks up, is it and then just as unlikely for a reunion or return? If a dumper rebounds again, and if also fails, as if you are a shorter term rebound? I think if you are the rebound, you know, that is not a great position because the relationship wasn't built on strong foundations. However, if if your relationship became 7 years long, I would say that you've surpassed what would be known as being a rebound. So I don't think you have to worry too much on that. GTW said, would you ignore your ex if just breadcrumbing? By and large, generally speaking, I would say that if an ex reaches out, I would respond. You know, there's the whole breadcrumbing debate. It is a long debate with good points on both sides. Unfortunately, I do have to go very shortly. It's 1 a.m. now where I am, so I don't really have opportunity to go too deeply into it. But as a general rule, if an ex reached out, I would respond. Unless it became absolutely apparent that this was going nowhere. You know, I would give it a good probably 2-3 moments of where they message and I respond, just to see. Maybe if it was beyond that, then I'd be asking myself whether it's worth it. But if you want an ex back, in my opinion, you can't really ignore them. Raina said she blamed me for everything and said things that were not true. It was like a switch went off in her head when I tried to beg her to stop and think about our life. So begging and pleading is never going to help you. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. Absolutely not. But just as a heads up, look, if you cheated on someone, if you did something really, really bad, then obviously apologise. Maybe you would call that begging, I don't know. But if you've been dumped and you don't even know really why, begging and pleading, I wouldn't suggest is ever really going to help you. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining me in today's live stream. It was really quickly put together. I did a quick poll asking if anybody wanted me to do one. I think I had 3 people say yes and 3 people say no. So the fact that a good number of you did come in, I really, really appreciate it. Please remember that with or without your ex, you will have a positive future. They do not represent your happiness. Just remember that. Stay positive and live your life to the full. And you will get there one way or the other. If you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. Please subscribe. Please ring the bell for notifications. And check out the videos, the podcasts. The latest one I did a few days ago hasn't had that many views, and I thought it could be of help to people. If you're interested, check it out. I really appreciate all of you. Stay positive. Thank you, and goodbye.